Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Saturday. It has been a whole year of walking with Loki now. Welcome to video number 53. Weekly videos faithfully about Loki, week in, week out, no exceptions. I'm very proud of that track record. And the conversation about him has ranged from the known lore to theories to analysis, speculation, and personal experience. I have never before experienced such close contact with a deity, and certainly not on such an ongoing basis, and the relationship has only just begun. And it has been quite the mental realignment. Before, when I thought of Loki as a deity, he was someone who I felt quite cautious about. And who could blame me? There's enough people who have, warned about him and said, oh, this is a bad dude and all the other stuff. And when he first came into my life, it really gave me pause. There was a period of time when I was treading very, very carefully. And he let me. Just think about this. A deity let a human being, whom he certainly has the power to compel if he had wished to just allow me time to get used to him. He chose to do that. That told me so much more about who this deity is than anything anyone had to say about his reputation. Sometimes the proof is in personal experience. And the biggest result of this association has been the start of a new chapter. Straight away, he nudged me in the direction of Norse paganism to get much deeper with that. Don't be so content with just knowing the broad outlines of stories, knowing the bare bones about certain deities. Go deeper. And also, he was trying to get me to let go of this image of that I previously had of what my spirituality would be like, very generalized, not having overly close relationships with any particular deity, that I would just be a little bit more eclectic, a little bit more, I know a little bit of something about everything. But that has changed. That has changed a great deal. And Loki has given me a lot of support as I have accepted this focus and let me know that it really is okay not to put pressure on myself to try to know everything I possibly can about every single pagan thing everywhere from every time. That there is another path that to take, and the path of knowing a little something about everything that isn't actually for everyone. There's value in knowing where you belong, that you do belong, and allowing that space to be where you actually live and where you focus. It isn't disrespecting other paths. It isn't saying that they aren't important. It's just saying this is where it is most important and fulfilling for me. And even within the context of Norse spirituality, there's a great deal to explore. It's not just the lore. We also have the modern traditions that have been built around the gods. We have the investigations into history, anthropology, and archeology to really learn about. And then the linguistics. Oh my goodness, that's a discipline unto itself. And that's not even getting into the Norse practice of magic and how that was approached and how that differs from other systems, and just this whole world. It's enough to keep me busy for a lifetime, more than enough, and I want to know this as well as what I possibly can. And where Loki is concerned, I know I will always be in very controversial territory. But who's a better teacher to guide me through such transformative times? Who's more qualified than Loki to demonstrate the value of adaptation and turning lemons into lemonade? I truly believe that the world is in need of Loki, and that they are in need of other gods that share essentially his worldview. Because our civilization has been struggling to bear the weight of stagnation and this overbearing authority structure, and it's just all starting to crumble. I think we can almost all of us sense that. So we need gods who can see through that crumbling process and say there's going to be possibilities on the other side of this. That tower, let it fall, let it crumble. It's time. And you're going to need to figure out how to rebuild, so don't spend so much time mourning that which is passing, that which needs to pass. And in meditations, whenever I'm connecting with Loki, I always come away from that interaction with a sense of peace. Because no matter how bad things get, what anxieties plague my mind, even if the absolute worst came to pass in my own life, it is all still just a moment in time. It will pass, and the future still needs to be attended to. And that's where I should be focusing my energies on that, on what to do next, not necessarily that which causes me pain. And working with him has made me appreciate that opportunities arise from all forms of change, even with that change is painful, sometimes especially if it is. And that if there's a way to get something good out of things, I just need to put forth the will to adapt and look for a way to make the most of it, or say, okay, this has closed certain doors. What doors are now opened as a consequence of it? Has this simplified the situation? Because sometimes it does. Sometimes people make life very difficult for us, and then once we realize that this is the course they have chosen, it can simplify what we need to do. It can get rid of some ambiguities that we might have been struggling with before. And in that same vein, Loki has been slowly breaking me out of the habit of trying to control the things that are utterly beyond my control. And I am very thankful for that nudge, because it has helped preserve my sanity. And I think these are the biggest principles and takeaway from my first year of working with him. Um, who knows what the second year is going to bring, but I know it will bring something. All of this, all of that has happened so far. It's been laying the groundwork, getting the foundation laid, getting the basics in place to where they need to be, so that I can start building on top of it. And so I can start, not just crawling along, but getting up and walking and running with it. So I hope you will come along with me for the journey, because I think we have lots more Loki videos in the future. So we will see what happens. But that does it for right now. Let me know your own thoughts, especially if you are in a working relationship with Loki, where he's been a very close patron deity to you, or has come to guide you for specific times of your life. What was it like as things evolved? How did things change for you? I would love to swap stories. So tell me about it in the comment section below, or better yet, come see me on Gilded. There's a link to join the server in the description box. It's called Blackbird's Brew, and you can hit me up there, and I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. But that does it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.